I have lived abroad many times and it's really hard to replace the food that your mother cooks for you because she does it from her heart, and these kind of recipes you cannot find outside of Indian Muslim homes. Vegetables like moringa or Mee Siam Briyani, chapati, just a lot of things that what we eat at home is not what you find in restaurants. That's why it's a secret for people who are not from our community. But I wouldn't say it's a secret lah. I think every Indian Muslim family, if any Indian Muslim watch this, they will throw stones at us. Hello, my name is Tahira. I am the daughter and this is my mom.
Hi, I'm Z and I'm the cook here who has no measurements. Basically it's by eyes, by sight and by feel. Our food has lots of spices inside, and then my name was Z and she was like, spicy! Ah, that's nice, okay.
And it's also like a double play on how the food is also spicy, so Spicy Kitchen. Why we started Spicy Kitchen, just because people would think of Indian Muslim food, prata, thosai. For people who have never been to a house of Indian Muslim, they have a better understanding of our culture just through the food we eat.
So far we have cooked Mee Siam Briyani and then pal mee siam bihun cooked in coconut milk, roti jala, chapati we have made,
black pepper mutton, dalcha, puri
we have made.
Mee Siam Briyani is one of the things that people want to try.
Yeah, because people find it strange that there's such a dish.
Maybe in shops or restaurants they don't have the time and maybe the people to cook, so it's really rare. It looks very exciting. Then people are like, oh my god, I've never tried this before. In an Anglo-Saxon version, Mee Siam Briyani would be a lasagna made of vermicelli noodles, topped with a curry, like fish curry, prawns curry. It's on several layers, and then topped with carnation milk, some rose water, fried shallots, and then it's dum cooked.
But what we are doing is not full dum style.
It's like a miniature. It's like a miniature version because we don't have charcoal. We're a small house.
Normally it's a huge quantity. So you need a big fire underneath and you need a big fire on top. Otherwise you can't cook the carnation milk and all those things that you pour on top. That's the reason why actual dum style is embers on top, heat on both sides. A lot of my sister-in-law's influence come into my cooking because I've never eaten biryani when I was growing up. In my mom's home, we did very simple things like chapati or potato, this kind of things, sardine curry. My in-laws, they were wealthy at that time, so they cooked lots of meat dishes.
In comparison to my father's side, my mother came from a family. The food that was cooked was used to feed as many people as possible. So food was not like, wow, let's make this dish or whatever. That was more my father's side. So it was more functional and it was used to feed as many people as possible in a nutritious and cheap way.
It's like, you saw just now how much the moringa, that was a lot. But when you cooked it, it became so little. So if my mom was cooking, she will cook with lentils or she will cook with coconut milk, so it becomes a bit soupy. There is like a quantity there. You can feed a big family. They are surprised sometimes. You're Indian, but you are Muslim, so they expect you to be like the Malay cooking, but you're not the Malay cooking. You know, actually these people who brought Islam, they are from the Middle East, right? They eat meat, so they brought the food with them. They are the one who actually brought biryani also. Yeah. And also the cardamom, cinnamon, and then that's how it got infused into the cooking.
So the use of meat is something very typical to Indian Muslim families because one of the celebrations is Hari Raya Haji, where they sacrifice a goat, a camel or a cow available in the lands that they live in.
We are meat.
We are meat.
We are meat eaters.
It's 100% a mother-daughter learning experience and I really appreciate that. I'm going to be here with her until she's ready to take off. What I'm very happy for my mom to have seen is that, and I know it's the same for people who meet my mom, and maybe they have preconceived notions of how a Muslim woman is, but when you hear her talk, you know that she's super independent, she's very outgoing, and I love this moment where people's eyes are like open about each other. I've seen it so many times during this session and it's beautiful.
The guests will come like, oh, I've never eaten this before. Like sometimes my cousins just laugh. To them it's like the everyday meal, you know?
Yeah, it is.
They will just say, Akka, I had this yesterday. I didn't know I could come to your house for today. I'm like, okay.